Make sure to subscribe for more countdowns, gameplays, reviews, and monthly shopping spree giveaways. Every new subscriber counts, so we can give back to the player. Hello everyone, once again, I'm Scott Slade Hollenbeck, and welcome to another USAirsoft original. This is the top 5 most unique PolarStar builds that were submitted on the PolarStar Airsoft Owners Group, which will be linked in the description below. But before we take a look at some one-of-a-kind builds, let me introduce you to the track of the countdown, which goes to Gregory Klossman's Red Lights. I first heard this track on Hardwell on Air just 2 weeks ago, but if you'd like to get this track for yourself, a link to where you can download it will also be in the description. But let's get into the countdown, which is most likely the reason why you're here. First up out of the gate, we have Matthias Deuce with his Magpul PDRC. This little Airsoft custom Denmark piece isn't really a one-of-a-kind piece, as many of these can be found around the internet, but this still stirs the pot a bit. Inside, this Magpul runs a version 2 Gen 3 engine with a red poppet, a red nozzle, a Madbull 6.03 Python 300mm inner barrel, a green GNG bucking, an R-hop system, a Surefire flashlight, and a homemade suppressor. This PDRC is a very nice and silent CQB gun as it sports a long barrel for its size, but the R-hop system is said to be a load of crap which easily diminishes its range, and the feed tube inside is so long that around 10 BBs will be wasted without ever being fired, as it can't even reach the hop-up chamber. Although there seems to be a lot of work to be done to this piece, this was only the first of many custom Denmark pieces to make this countdown, which means we move on to number 4, which goes to another Denmark resident. This is Martin's Tokyo Marui Uzi. This Airsoft dinosaur was fitted with the V3 Generation 3 Fusion engine by Airsoft Custom Denmark and was also equipped with an R-hop system and a red poppet. It's a great little gun that was brought back to life with the Fusion engine, as this Uzi beforehand was dead in the water. It's great to see even if a gun has passed its time over the years, it can still wreak havoc with a PolarStar engine installed in its walls. Coming in at number 3 is another Denmark Airsofter with his Tokyo Marui Mac 11, which belongs to Vaughn. Inside this Mac, another version 3 Generation 3 engine houses a red poppet, but it does come with a custom nozzle. Pricing at around $700 US, this unique piece is obviously light and small, which can make a lot of AEG users mad, especially when a gun that's not even half the size of your rifle takes you out from across the field without much trouble. But how would you feel if a sniper rifle that doesn't even seem to be what it really is took you down? Stefan of Custom Airsoft Denmark was quick to submit his oddity as soon as possible. Meet the world's first and possibly the only PolarStar VSR-10. Stefan told me, "I built this VSR on a bar 10 body due to the nice rubber coated stock. Pretty much all the parts of this gun had to be modified in order to have the PolarStar Fusion Engine V3 Gen 3 installed. It was the first of its kind, and to my knowledge, it's still the only one. It has a Laylax hop-up chamber with an R-hop, a Madbull Black Python inner barrel, and a PDI barrel spacer, which all lends good precision. To keep up the FPS, it has a customized red nozzle which puts me at around 3.5 joules with the 303mm inner barrel. The silencer does a really good job at keeping it quiet. It's also been fitted with the selector that enables it to shoot semi, burst, and even full auto. Yeah, so how's that make you feel? A bolt action that's not even a bolt action anymore. The Fusion engine was put to an evil use for this project to truly make a one-of-a-kind build that may never be copied. Stefan is well known across Denmark and the US for his custom builds, which include every submission on this countdown so far, but there's only one build that topped even this build. Only one builder could possibly spank this build out of the way with his magical hands. You may know Rudy Helado of Bingo Airsoft Works. You may also have seen his nerf to Airsoft conversions, and you just may be a former customer of Rudy's. Basically, if Rudy was a chef and you handed him a fruit roll-up, he could throw it into a pan and in a few minutes, he'd hand you a 16-ounce steak. But for Rudy's submission, we have the one, the only, PolarStar Toaster!
What?
Just kidding. This joke gun was falsely put together just for this countdown, which is actually a pretty big honor from Rudy. But the real submission is the only PolarStar Aries WA-2000. This piece not only made it to the #1 spot for the fact that just the base gun is a dime a dozen, but for the fact that the original magazine was ditched in favor for a custom M14 magwell that was carved by hand. This proves to be a great idea, as the M14 magazines are easier to come by and much cheaper than the WA-2000 magazines would ever be. Since the Aries WA-2000 is a spring-powered rifle in stock form, just like the VSR we just went over, this WA was converted to semi, burst, and full auto. The Fusion engine was set up up with the red nozzle, and with the very long barrel, the gun shoots approximately 480 feet per second with a .2 gram BB at 80 psi, and goes up to 590 feet per second at 120 psi. There's a lot more information to go over about this WA2000, but links to Bingo's article over it will be in the description below. And also links to Bingo Airsoft Works and Custom Airsoft Denmark will also be in the description below. But it seems that we've reached the end of this countdown, but thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe already or check out the last countdowns if you need to catch up. But I thank all our supporters on these countdowns and for all the sharing of these videos, as it really helps us to get closer to that 30K mark. But until the next US Airsoft original drops, I'll be sure to check you out next time, or at Airsoft GI's BB Wars: A New Dawn. See you all next time.